If you use Blender's free add-on Bolt Factory right out of the box to make threads for 3D prints, it's easy to get results like this, and we don't want that. And in this tutorial I'm going to explain how to get result like this instead. Okay, first off we can select everything and just delete it. Then we need to activate Bolt Factory, so we go to Edit, Preferences, let's search for Bolt Factory and activate it. Great. Now if we press Shift A, we can go down to Mesh, and then we have Bolt. If we open up this menu down here, we have some values and stuff that we can change, but if we go up here, we actually have some default values. And right now I want to do one M12 screw and get the M12 thread. And if you're going to make 3D print out of this, you can see that the size is really big. But for several different 3D printing machines, they want the model to be 10 times bigger in Rhino because it will be correct when you import it into the machine. So this is 69 meters high in Blender, but when you print it out it will only be around 7 centimeters. Great. So right out of the box, as I said, this is not a correct M12. It will not fit a nut because the threads will be too big, and this is a problem. So when I got this problem, I started to studying a little bit and ask some people that know stuff. So I found this page, Fuller Fasteners, where they have a spreadsheet with tolerances and stuff like that. And if we scroll down to the M12, we can see that the major diameter is, the max value is 11.9 and the min value is 11.7. So I used to go with the value in between here. So we start out with that and just take the major diameter and write 11.8. And then for the minor diameter, that's a bit harder, and the most important values here are the major diameter, minor diameter, and most of all the pitch. And the pitch is how tight or separated the thread should be. But there are some standards for this to follow if you want this thread to fit the nut or something like that. And what I did was that I went to Wikipedia and I just searched for isometric screw thread. And if you scroll down, you can go down to, and we want to have the coarse thread and not fine thread. That's also another important measurement to be aware of. So coarse are the most common of threads. So this is what we're going to use. So if we look here, the M12 corresponds to a pitch of 1.75. So if you take that value, 1.75, and so the only value we don't know right now is the minor diameter. So this would be this edge, the diameter of that one. So this one is the most tricky to get values for. But again, if you go to Wikipedia and scroll up this time, we can see that we want this one, D-mine. And the D-mine we get from, have the D major, that is the, for in this case, 11.8, minus this number times the pitch. And we always start with the multiplication. So we just write 1.082532 times 1.75. Great. And now we can just minus 11.8. Yes, it will be negative, but I understand that it should be 9.9. And just to be safe, I used to make this number a little bit lower. So maybe 9.8. So if we apply this into Blender, into the minor diameter, 9.8. Great. So now this should work. But what I also used to do is, and I don't want it to have this low poly look, and if we go for a shade smooth, this will not follow out. If you export this as a OBJ or something like that, it will enter the other program like this. So we need to do this in some other way. And what I like to do is that most often I just take the threads and skip this part. And what I do then is that let's enter edit mode, and we can actually add a modifier. Let's search for the subdivision surface like that, and we can take it up to 2. And right now you can see the edges are a bit soft, and I want it a little bit harder. I'm not sure it matters or not, but I like it to get a little bit harder. So, and what I do then is that let's press Alt, left click, and then press Shift E to get the sharp edge, and just press 1. And let's do the same for the lower one. So Shift E 1, and we get sharp edges like that. And this works for me. And in my experience, the best format to send it through the printer is to use the Wavefront OBJ, and then you save it and open it up in your printer program and just print it. Good luck, and I hope this helped for your 3D printing prints needs. And thanks for watching. And if you like stuff like this, please like and subscribe. Bye.